This computer. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circle
Higher Sign Theater.
Yes. Tonight, we will be discussing the exciting prospects of using the circle of fifths in order to practice your bar chords on your guitar. And our author, which is, I can't remember.
James Shipway.
He refers to this phenomena as secret number 2. So I don't have my book open, but fundamentally, what he, oh boy, now my guitar looks all janky. Bill's got his guitar. I'm gonna switch cameras once here and see if I get a better image with my. Still looks weird. Oh, let me unblur my background.
That's it.
There we go. All right. So, Bill, thank you for your
That's the introduction. I'll mute myself now.
your interim entertainment music while I get my act together. So basically what he begins to talk about is using the E-shaped bar chord. So is everyone familiar with the E-shaped bar chord?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Darcel?
I have a challenge with most bar chords.
Yeah.
So, in theory, yes, I can look at this, but when I go to play it, I can't do that.
Okay.
But that's okay. We have to move forward from there.
You understand the shape.
Yes. Let me
Bill.
set the background.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. Darcel, as long as you understand the shape, you know where the root is and what the root note is, you know what the chord should be. And I think that's what this whole thing about Secret 2 is knowing your notes along the fretboard from the root.
Well, there are kind of two things that he's got going on here. So one is exactly what Bill said. So if we wanted to start with the circle of fifths, he's starting on the 6th string and finding the notes. So where is the C note? We'll start at 12 o'clock on the circle of fifths. Where is the C note on the 6th string? What fret?
8th fret.
8th fret. Okay, and so if you make an E-shaped bar chord at the 8th fret, you're playing a C chord. So just to kind of prove that, let me turn my original sound on. Okay. Go down to the normal C. So it's the same chord. If I finger it correctly. So Darcel, as you can see, you're not the only one that struggled with fingering. All right, so then from there we go to the G. So where does the G reside on the 6th string?
Fret.
3rd fret. So then again, you're making that E-shaped bar chord. And then you can again do a gut check, do the open cowboy chord G.
So the thing is, kid, also we went down 5 frets.
5 frets.
From the C to the G, which is a perfect 4th.
A 4th.
Right?
Okay, so now we're going to to the D, where does the D reside on the sixth string?
10th fret.
10th fret.
2 frets above the C.
7 frets, right?
And then we go
And we're
to
going
the
to
A.
go back down
Right. Go back
5.
down.
5 frets.
5. So that's on the 5th fret. The A is on the 5th fret.
To get our A. All right, I'll mute myself.
Then up
Dick, you're
7.
doing a great job. I'm going to mute myself.
Oh, no. That's right.
And the only
And
thing
then,
I'm going to
then
point,
we go to the E after that. Where does the E reside on the 6th string?
7 frets up from it.
12th fret.
7th fret up. There are 2 places, right? You go up to the 12th fret. Or you could go down to the open position because the open string on the 6th string is an E. But he's asking us to play the E chord shape. So up here at the 12th fret. And then we go down 5 and we go to the B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the B note is on the 7th fret. Okay, then if we go continue around forward or clockwise, we next need the G flat. So we learned that the G was on the 3rd fret. So where would the G flat be?
2nd fret.
2nd fret.
2nd fret, 1 fret down. And then we learned where the D note was, which was up here on the 10th fret. So where's D flat?
9th.
9th fret.
9th fret. And then we need an A flat next. So we could go 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that makes sense because our A note was on the 5th fret. A flat is on the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And then the E flat, we played the E chord on the 11th,
7.
on the 12th fret rather.
12.
So E flat would be on the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And then B flat, if we go down 5, then we see that the B flat is on the
6th.
6th fret. And then finally we need to go and play the F. Which is on the 1st fret. That's a pretty well-known note. So I've actually been Bill's jamming out on the F chord. So I've actually done the exercise that he's been talking about over the last couple weeks, starting, to go on. I start on the C chord. No, I think I start on the F. So you go F, C, G, D. No, now I had that wrong. So F, G, D. No, I still got it wrong. You guys got to help me out here. F.
F, C.
And I want to go to C, which is here.
Go up 7. Go back 5.
Then I go to G.
Go up 7.
Then I go to D.
Back 5.
Then A.
Up 7.
And then E.
Yep.
Down 5 to B.
Yep.
And then now I'm pretty easy on with those chords with myself. I know where those are. But now when I get into the G flat, I have to start thinking. So then using a circle to kind of continue to kind of play around it, now I begin to remember where those things are. So there's a G flat there.
Back 4.
The D flat would be here.
7.
flat, B flat. If you get that in a sequence and play it, it actually sounds like some songs I've heard. You know, so I don't know if there are songs that I listened to a few prog rock bands that may have been using chord progressions like that. It wasn't Hocus Pocus from Focus. I don't know if you guys saw that post yet, or if you remember that song. So that's part of secret number 2, is to use the circle of fifths to practice your bar chording and understanding where those are located. So it gives you different options to play chords. You could also do the same thing with the A-shaped bar chord, but all of those notes come off the second string. Or I'm not the second string, the 5th string. So I'm going to admit right now, I don't know my notes on the 5th string very well. I do know where many of these chords are just by having played them. But if we wanted to play a C using the A shape, and everybody remember what the A shape looks like? It's you're basically barring the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings with your ring finger, and then you're barring the rest of it with 2 frets down. So there's a nice D chord. So where is the C located along the 2nd string? Bill? Oh, you're showing me where it's at, or you're muted. You're muted. Bill, you're muted.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. This is how I learned to do the circle of fifths, is by interchanging between the A-shaped bar chords, starting with the C, barred at the 3rd fret,
Okay.
and then G, E, and E-shaped bar chord.
Okay.
Then we move up 2 frets and go back to a C, or excuse me, an A-shaped bar chord. We're playing a D. Then the A, then the E, then the B.
Nice.
I can't get my hands up there to the next fret, but you get what's going on.
Yeah.
Just alternating back and forth, starting with this A-shaped C, then going to the E-shaped G,
So where?
then the D, the A-shaped D,
Yeah.
and the E-shaped A, and all you're doing is going up 2 frets every time and just alternating that pattern between the A shape and the E shape. Just going up 2 frets all the way. You've got your circle of fifths in the clockwise direction.
So when you get past the B chord and you're on G flat, do you go 2 frets up and go back to the A shape?
Yeah, there's my B. Yeah, then I go to the A. That's my G flat.
Nice.
And then I go to the E, and there's my D flat. I go up 2 more frets with the A shape. There's my A flat. Then I go to the E shape. There's my E flat. All right, and then I'm going to go up 2 more frets. Now it's a little hard on my guitar. I don't have a cutaway. But you're doing your A shape for the B flat, and you can see that it's right down there. You know, let me get that again. Hold on. That sounded terrible. There's your B flat, and then you just switch to the E shape, and there's your F. And then you can go back to your A shape, move up 2 frets, you're back to your C. And you can do it backwards.
That's cool.
And that's how I remember the circle of fifths. I have to envision my guitar neck to remember the circle of fifths.
That is really cool. Plus, the other thing it does is it helps teach you the notes along the fifth string, right?
But,
That's
right.
awesome.
I mean, I already know them, but that's okay.
Well, you're just showing off now. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a little discussion then. What's everybody think about this part of secret number 1 for using the circle of fifths as a guide to barcode practice? Bill?
Secret number 2.
Secret 2. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I was.
You know, like I said, using the bar chords and how he's doing it, he's trying to get you to remember the locations on the E string for the different notes going around the circle of fifths. We can do it with the A chord, the A-shaped bar chord as well. And then he goes on to talk about just doing a minor pentatonic scale.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say now is secret. We'll call that secret 2.5. So let's stick with secret 1. So, Bill, I know you've got it. Anybody else in the group have any questions or thoughts or comments about secret number 2?
I see it just as a way to kind of learn 2 things. You learn the order of the notes on the circle of fifth, and you also learn where the notes are on your guitar on the 6th string.
Right. And as I'm going to go back to Bill's point, and as he showed us, it's also a nice, clever way to connect the dots between the chords from the A-shaped bar chord to the E-shaped bar chord.
Right.
Sue, Don, Darcel. I see Mark has joined us as well. Do any of you have any questions or thoughts about Secret 2?
I'm trying it on a requinto, so that makes it more interesting.
What are you on a 12 fret?
I think she's got 7 strings. Huh?
No, this is a 6th string, but it's tuned A in A, like your capoed 5.
Okay.
Mike joins us.
Whoa, there he is.
All right. Good to see you, nice and healthy, happy.
It's good to see you're all right.
Yeah, I was worried about you.
We were all worried about you.
We were a bit concerned. You all right?
Yes, I'm okay. So stuff obviously is going on that had me distracted. And
Okay.
I knew today was Tuesday and I just
No worries.
lost
So
track
just
of time.
to catch you up, what we just covered just before you got on was the most important part of the book. And it's a shame, but
Yeah,
you will have it on tape.
But here's the thing about it. I've watched at least 5 videos about that.
So, and what we've done, Mike, is we're going to have secret 2 and we have secret 2.5. So secret 2 being using the bar chord or using the circle of fifths to do bar chord practice. And we've gone through the E shape around the clock, and then Bill shared with us how he was using the A shape and the G shape to go around the circle of fifths, and accomplishing that practice as well. So getting this good understanding of where your A shaped chords are too. So
Okay, so I made some comments in the thread, but I haven't actually been able to talk to you since I watched last week's thing. And it just seemed like that the real point of Secret One had kind of been missed, other than that's what you took it for yourself, Kit. But the whole point of Secret One was that if you knew this order of notes, that you could know all the notes on the fretboard.
right.
And I have always been shown the fretboard in a straight line. If I'm in fret 5, I go all the way across fret 5. And I knew all about the warp factor. And it never occurred to me, well, why would you go across the fretboard in a straight line? It's not a straight line. And so I think that's just brilliant. And I think understanding that I have a broken line just made a huge difference to me. I already knew the notes, but I had to stop and think. Now it's much quicker for me to, oh yeah, what note that is, because of that broken line. And I just hope everybody now sees that.
So are you asking do we have any questions on that?
Yeah, does everybody understand what Secret One was trying to show us? That what was not trying to show us how to remember the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths was showing us how to remember the fretboard.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have a similar thing going on here in my mind with secret number 2.
Okay. Now, so yeah, I actually, you do this all the time, just when I'm noodling on the guitar, is I use the actual jumping from one place on the guitar to another, following the staying in a key or whatever, using bar chords, and just experimenting with going up and down the fretboard in a key. So I have not read this chapter yet. So
Mike, if you're okay with it, we kind of got to the point right where you did, and we're now going to talk about secret 2.5.
Okay.
Which is using the circle of fifths to help practice pentatonic scales.
Okay.
Hey, Kit, before we do that, could I just make a quick comment?
Sure.
Can you hear me, Kit?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, all right. So out of the book, I read the book and I went over things, and I didn't get out of the book what I just got now from you guys. So I'd like to say thank you for that. And the two things that I took away, I knew what was in the book, so I didn't really think about it all that much because I already knew the string and how to do a bar chord. But then Bill, I think, maybe Bill said both of the things, that you're going, what did he say? You go up 7 from where you start, and then back 4, then up 7, then back 4. And I never knew that. I never realized that would work. And that is going to really help me get this circle of fifths down, but also get where these chords are on the fretboard. That's going to be invaluable to me. And then the second thing was what Bill said for sure. You know, you start with that G and you do the A shape and you get to the C and then you just make the E shape and you just keep going up too. How easy is that? That's just fabulous. So thank you guys, everyone.
Is it when you're talking about that up 7 and back 4, is it back 4 or is it back 5?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was it? It's back 5, right? Yeah, it's a fourth, but it's 5, right? Something like
Right.
that.
5 fret.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. A fourth
It's 5
is
frets.
5 half steps or 5 frets.
Right.
And because they're close, that can be confusing. And then a fifth isn't 5, a fifth
No,
is
it's
7.
7. Yeah. Yeah. Good for clarifying that, Mike, especially since this is on a video. That would have confused the heck out of people.
Well, it can be confusing, and as we're learning this, we do make those mistakes all the time. But I thought that's what you were talking about, up 7 and down 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is so great for me. I'm just happy.
And I think,
Excited.
Mike, you put it well in the way you wrote it out, is instead of trying to say the up and down, because you could be saying up and down can be with your strings. But so it's, if it's to the neck, it's 5. If it's to the bridge, it's 7. And those movements are always the same, on
Yes.
whichever way you're going to do it. So if you're coming this way, up towards the neck, it's 5. If you're going this way down towards your bridge, it's 7. And that makes your 12 notes.
Very
Which is
good.
your full octave, which
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
Exactly. Yes. And that, that was something that confused me for a long time, that idea of, okay, a fifth is not the same amount up as or down as it is up. So of course you learn the intervals up first, and then it's like I didn't have somebody helping me to see the mistake I was making. So I kept stumbling into that same swamp. Wait a minute. Why? I thought, and I'd have to figure it all over again. And, oh yeah. I don't know how many times before I finally got it, that you look at it like that. You look at it like complements, like pairs. So the pairs, again, a fourth and a fifth, a third and a sixth, a second and a seventh, a tonic and an octave. Those are the pairs that they work with each other. So inside an octave, if I've got a major third, what's left to my octave is a minor sixth, just like the fourth and the fifth. Okay, a fourth is 5 half steps and a fifth is 7 half steps. They add up to an octave. A major third is 4 and a minor sixth is 8. They add up to an octave. If I have a minor third, I have a major sixth. Minor second, major seventh, major second, minor seventh. And you've only got those 3 pairs of pairs. The fourth and the fifth, the third and the sixth, and the second and the seventh. And once you realize that, oh my goodness, you just covered the whole thing in both directions.
Mike, this is great information, but I think it should be reserved for the fretboard fluency course. No disrespect. I think you're by saying what you're saying, yes, you're saying everything right, but you're going a little bit beyond
The
some
scope
of the people's scope here for this course.
Yeah.
In my opinion, humble opinion.
Yeah, that's probably true. So, okay. Anyway, let me not keep interrupting. So what's secret 2.5?
Mm-hmm.
Secret 2.5 is all about practicing pentatonic or minor pentatonic scales as he presented in the book. Again, using the circle of fifths. So if you were, so how is this secret useful in, let's say, real life playing? So let's say you were playing in a group and somebody said, hey, we need somebody to take a lead part. We're going to do a break here, and you were in the key of G. Okay, knowing your circle of fifths, then with the E chord shape, you could go directly to the G, and then you'd have to know your pentatonic scale shape, which was shown in the book. So you've got, and this is where I stumble, Mike, sometimes when I explain these things. So starting on the 6th string, you've got the 3rd fret, and you've got the 6th fret. And then now you're going to just go up to 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 6th fret, 3rd fret, 6th fret. So that's the pentatonic scale pattern. And if I'm remembering the minor pentatonic scale, and I'm trying to remember from our fretboard fluency, you do not play the
Okay, what is the difference between a minor pentatonic and a major pentatonic? And don't make it complicated. Don't do this formula translation stuff. What you just played, could that be a major pentatonic?
It could, depending on what key you're in.
Well,
Yeah.
no, same key. The key never changes. You got the same chords, same notes. Key never changes. Okay, your index finger, when you start on the 6th string and you play from your index finger,
Right.
that's a minor pentatonic because you're playing from the 6th. If you
Okay.
start with your pinky, that's a major. Exact same shape, exact same notes. That's all.
Ah,
That's it. Same thing. You just, what note did you start from?
nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Mike, you've unlocked a secret for me.
Yeah.
That wasn't in the book. That's so awesome.
A secret to be.
I know that.
To
I mean,
see.
it's like, anyway. So yes.
So
Yeah.
just to follow through. So Mike, when I was trying to think through that stuff, what I would do if somebody's playing in a bomb, as an example, and I want to try to improvise over what they're playing, I find what key they're in by doing the 6th string job. So let's say that I know they're in a key of A, so I'm playing the A pentatonic scale. So now I have to decide, is it major or minor? What I always used to do is as you mentioned, if I start here on the 5th fret now and I start going up, that's the minor. If it was a major pentatonic, I would drop down to go down this way. So
Correct. You move your pinky to it because the minor A is not in the same key and therefore does not use the same notes as the major A. So that shape moves up and down. And if you, whatever note you start with your index finger is the minor root. And whatever note you start with your pinky finger on the 6th string, that is your major root.
Got it.
So if I wanted to play an A minor, I would start that pattern with my index finger, 5 through 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 5 through 8. But if I wanted to play a major, I would put my pinky on the 5th and I would play 2 through 5. Exact same shape. And without thinking about it, I don't, well, what notes are different? Well, I don't care.
You're
It's
just
the same shape.
playing.
I just move my hand.
Very cool.
So, and that's the wonderful thing. You know, people try to simplify it. One way to simplify music is let's just take a small chunk. Okay. There's 5 patterns that we learned in the fretboard fluency class that cover the fretboard. Yeah, well, how about you start with 1? Okay, this is the most common one to start with. Okay, so we can play a full diatonic pattern, which has all 7 notes. Oh, we can simplify it even further. We can start with a single pentatonic pattern and just learn that one thing and add to it as time goes on. And this is the pentatonic pattern that everybody agrees is the easiest one to start with because the shape is so symmetrical. And it's so easy to define the major and minor roots. And that's another thing. We have 7 modes, but most of the time people talk about major and minor. So we've just reduced the 7 modes down to 2. So that's what I was talking about last week with the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths can take that simple beginning and expand it to the whole realm, the whole fretboard, all 12 keys, all 7 modes, all diatonic, pentatonic. Just learn a little piece and learn how it fits in, and then this circle of fifths expands it without having to learn any more than these simple beginnings.
Great, that's awesome. So back to Shipways 2.5.
Yes.
You first have to understand the pentatonic scale, and he used the minor pentatonic scale shape. And then the same way we were practicing our bar chords, you could practice that pentatonic scale shape going around the circle. And then that way, if you were live in a jam or you were playing and you wanted to improvise or add a little color to what was being played and you knew the key, then boom, you go to that place and you're playing your minor pentatonic. And now I learned something even cooler is I could also play a major pentatonic scale by doing the same thing.
And you've got
same shape. Yeah.
Using the exact same shape, depending on where I start
Yes.
with my index finger or my pinky.
Exactly. You've got the one shape. So, so then let's work on learning more shapes. No, stay with one shape and play it all over the place in all sorts of keys. Get super familiar with the shape. Play it in the minor. Just play it till it's like you don't think about it anymore. Then play it in the major till you don't think about it anymore. When it's just automatic, then learn another shape. We and I've been as guilty as anybody of this. We bite off too much. I got that. I'll move on to the next one. No, use it. You go get some songs, some backing tracks, and use that shape and just play the heck out of it. Go to the internet and pick up backing tracks in any key. You'll find backing tracks in every single key or songs in every single key, and just start jamming to them and use that thing. Just that one thing. Let your fingers have fun roaming through that one simple shape until you don't think about it anymore. Nobody has to tell you, well, it's 5/8, 5/7, 5/7, 5. You don't think of that. Nobody plays like that. You know what I mean? Their fingers just go.
They go. Yeah.
Right. And you use it forwards and backwards.
forwards and
Forward
back.
and backwards.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay,
And when you do it, always remember that we're not going dee 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 dee. We're going dee 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 dee. We're trying to be musical.
exactly. So Mike, let me kind of pull the group here because we're headed towards the top of the hour.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions about concept 2.5? And I'm going to add Mike's information as 2.75. Anybody have any? You're not muted, and you're sounding.
PCR. It is cool to realize that these are the exact tricks in this Secret 2 that so many of the famous bands use to create their iconic sounds. I mean, just that little bit of strumming, Bill, and we knew you were hitting CCR.
CCR. There you go.
Thank you.
Well, as far as comments, kid, I would say that the pattern here is not new to me. I've seen it before in TAC. So I just, again, glossed over this because I saw this pattern and I know how to play this pattern. It's one of the patterns I learned. But I don't want to take up class time right now, but I do want to tell you that I don't understand the difference between the major and the minor. I don't understand when you say just start with your pinky. That doesn't mean anything to me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, that pattern, see that open.
But I don't want to hold everybody up for that. I just wanted to make a comment.
It's really simple. Okay, see that open dot on that pattern on page 22?
The open dot, the one with the R in it, the root in it? Yeah.
Okay, so if you start from that note, your index finger is on that.
Right.
If you are using that note to start and stop with, you're playing a minor pentatonic scale.
Okay.
Okay. In that scale, your pinky is on the black dot on the 6th string on the 8th fret.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. If you started with that note instead, you'd be playing the major pentatonic.
You mean play that pattern with
Same pattern.
So you just start from the pinky note.
Okay.
And play the same pattern.
So I would just move you're talking about moving my index finger up 1, 2, 3 frets and play the pattern.
You don't even
Okay.
do that.
No. Okay, now watch. My if I can get here. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm not the host, so you'll have to make me, what is it called?
Spotlight or something, highlight.
Spotlight. You'll have to spotlight me, Kit.
All right.
So, okay, so here I am with my index finger on the 5th fret and my pinky finger is on the 8th fret.
Yeah.
Now, if I start, that is my next A. Yep. Oh. Okay, that is an A pentatonic, five notes. It's an A minor. However, if I start from here, that's a C major. I've gone from the C.
Yeah, Mike, I missed where you started from.
From my pinky on the 8th fret.
Okay, from the C. Okay, from the C note on the 6th.
From the C.
Right.
So now keep in mind, see, this is how much problem it causes with not using the term keys right and avoiding the word mode like it's a bad word. As long as I'm in this space from 5 to 8 playing that pattern, I am in the same key. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what key we're in. If I start with this note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to repeat that note because it's pentatonic. There's only 5 different notes. So 6, I'm repeating. There's an A. 1, now count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another A. So there's 3 A's. So as long as I know where those A's are, I can just jam in this pattern and keep coming back to the A. See, I just keep highlighting that A. I'm playing an A minor. Now, A minor is in the same key as A major. All I had to do was use my my pinky finger to start, and it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my next C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my C. Now, you don't always have 3 notes. Some notes will have 3 and some notes will have 2 in every one of the shapes. In this shape, because they're on the 6th string, we know the 6 and the 1 string are the same. C, A, C, A. And then there's a C and an A in the middle. So because those are the notes that are on the 6 and 1 string, there's 3 of them. And so it's a very convenient shape for both major and minor, because your major and minor roots fall on the 6 and 1 string in the same pattern. I mean, it's
Right, because the C is the relative minor.
major. The C is the relative major.
Major. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Can
Mike,
I make a request?
Yes.
This is because I'm always confused, but for those of you who want to play your guitars while anybody else is talking and showing, can you mute, please? Because it's really hard, because I'm trying hard to listen and I'm hearing everybody else play. And I appreciate your playing, but it's confusing for my ear. That's all.
excellent.
I'll mute now because I'm not going to play.
Good call, Darcel.
Please forgive me, Darcel. I'm sure I was the major contributor to that,
Yeah,
and I'm sorry. Please forgive
I
me.
kind of do the same thing. So it's a good point.
You weren't
Yeah.
the only contributor. I wasn't pointing fingers
Yeah, right. And that's
because,
that's not the point. Ha ha.
So Mike, just to ask the question outright, to go back to Stephen's curiosity about what we're talking about. If I'm in this E shape, and
Highlight yourself, please, Kit.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
change the highlight.
Gotcha. On spotlight, Mike.
Oh,
There you go, buddy.
There
You
you
got it.
2 people,
Cool.
evidently.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't either. So if I'm in this pentatonic shape, okay, and I'm playing, as you said, between the 5th and the 8th frets here. If I start playing my improvisation from the index finger on the 5th fret, then I'm playing a minor pentatonic A. If I start from my pinky finger, 6th string, 8th fret, then I'm playing an A major improvisation.
No, no, no.
C major.
Relative major. You're in the same key.
Okay, gotcha.
What key are you in? Do you know?
With this pentatonic shape?
If this shape that we're using is in that area of the fretboard, what key would that be? We know it's A minor and
Yeah, A and C. Okay.
C major. Now remember that I keep saying that the key and the major aren't the same thing. That C major is not the same thing as the key of C. However, don't get confused that C major is the mode that uses the same note. The major is the mode that uses the same note as the note that built the key, and the key is named after. So that's how come it's so common for people to say, well, C major or C of key, it's the same thing. No, it's not. But the major uses the same note as the note that gives the key its name. We don't need to get into that. It's just a simple fact. If you're in the key of F, F will be the major mode.
Okay. So then,
And your sixth degree, count back from F, F, E, D. D will be your minor, relative minor. It's the 6, or you could count forward. But it's easier to count backwards.
okay.
You know, so there I have it. So I take my fingers and I put 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can move this up and down, and no matter where I move, I'm in a key.
Right.
There's F, and so I said it was D. How come that's not? Oh, because that's F minor. So F minor is in what key? Well, it's A flat. Okay, so I move down 1. There's F sharp, and there's A. So F sharp is the relative minor in A. G, and I've got G minor, B flat major, A flat minor, I've got B major. Those are our pairs up and down, and you obviously this is the circle of fifths thing all over the place.
Okay. All right.
And
so let me go back then to what you just explained to us. I want to go back to Stephen's question. So you said something to me a little bit earlier.
Can you give us a little more volume?
Sure. Yeah. Just a minute. Okay, is that any better?
Yes.
oh yes,
That's
yes
good.
it is.
All right. So what you told me earlier, and as I was going between an A minor pentatonic and an A major, you said something about my first finger and my pinky finger. Okay, so now what I'm understanding is if I start with my index finger on the A and I play that pentatonic scale, I'm playing a minor pentatonic. If I start with my pinky on the A, and so therefore now my first note is on the 2nd fret, now I'm playing a major pentatonic. So Stephen,
A major.
and
Yes.
A major pentatonic. So Stephen,
The missing
Mike has helped me
part.
understand a lot more behind the, why that's true. But what I have found as I was playing in these pentatonic shapes is, I played blues, nothing but blues for about 20 years. And so I was always in minor pentatonics or blues scales. And
Right.
then I started playing Americana and different songs that were in major scales. And I'm like, huh. And one day I ran across that, oh, you just go down, just as Mike explained, instead of having your index finger on the A, you put your little finger on the A, and then that shape becomes your major, in this case, major A.
I was
Yeah.
missing the part about moving. I'm just saying. When I heard you say it, I thought you just said you just start with your pinky instead of the index.
Well,
but that's you
but
do start with your, but you move toward the nut 4 frets
Well, it
basically,
depends
and
on
you do
if
the same pattern.
See now, it depends on
Well,
what.
wait. Before we go any further, is that basically correct? Is that a
Yes.
building
That is
block for
absolutely
me?
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's what I need to know right now. All this other stuff is well beyond me. So I have to
Okay,
check out because I can only take it in little chunks.
Don't get confused about the fact that I do not have to move my hand to play major and minor. I have to move my hand if I stay in A minor, A major. If you're just talking about major and minor, in this position, that's major, that's minor,
Opposite.
in the same key.
Isn't that the opposite to what you just
Opposite,
said, Mike?
Oh, did I say it backwards?
I think
I
you
think
did.
so. Yeah.
Minor?
Minor. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Major.
Thank you for catching that. Major. But it's in the same key. Now, A minor and A major are not in the same key, so I had to move my hand. I am going to now play a different set of notes in this space than I would in this space. Same pattern, but different notes. I don't need to care about what the notes are as long as I realize that wherever that finger is in that pattern is my minor, and wherever that finger is in that pattern is my major.
Okay.
That's all. That's all.
I was making it a lot harder.
Yes, I believe so.
All right,
How about
so-
you, Darcel? You and I seem to be stuck in a similar void here. Are you catching it now? Any better?
I have been lost since I did the other class, and I
Oh.
am still lost. But
I'm so sorry to hear
no,
that.
that's okay, because all I need to do is pick up a few little tidbits here and there, and then eventually all the pieces will come together and it'll make some sense. Mike wants to write songs. I want to play guitar. I started playing when I was a kid, like with your friends.
Mhm.
Okay, because
What does
I'm
that
six-
mean? I don't know
I'm
anything about
65,
that.
so it was like, no, you really, the cowboy chords. And I didn't play on and off for years. At 60, I said, I'm gonna start playing guitar again. And I got my guitar, and then I bought a guitar, and then I got a divorce, and then I got to move, and then I got my dad dying, and then I
Oh,
kept
man.
trying to play. And so I'm here going, okay, I'm just trying to catch up, and I just want to learn to play a little bit. More information than any of you wanted to know.
Sometimes
And take
that's-
that out of the recording, whoever is doing that. Cut that out,
There are
because
no edits. Raw
yes, there
film.
are. There are edits.
sometimes, Darcel, what we need is somebody else to reflect back to us what we just said, what we saw. What you just proved to me is that you are a guitar player. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. You started young. You're still doing it. No matter what happens in your life, it couldn't stop you. you.
I did quit, Mike, for years. I quit. And then at 60, I said, damn it, it's going to be good for me because
You only
I'm
slowed
older.
down.
I'm older and I think music's good for the brain. And so it was like, okay, but I'm still working and I'm still trying to do all this stuff. And so I'm
You-
okay with being lost.
You only slowed down. You are a real guitar player.
And you have a great attitude, and I'm sure you're going to catch up and, you know, and get what you want out of it. So that's great. Kit, thank you so much for taking me through that, because I really learned a lot tonight. And I've got to, as soon as this is over, I'm going to sit down with the guitar and drum it into my head, because this is valuable stuff. Thank you. You've
And
enhanced.
thank you, Stephen, for saying that. That is the point of this book, even more than the other book, of picking up the guitar and messing with this stuff he's talking about.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be amazed, Darcel, and you're just going to be doing something and you're going to go, oh my, and something's going to click. And it's
Yeah.
amazing how often that starts to come up. The more you delve into this, you get all these little things. You've been doing things for years and you go, oh, that's what that is.
And Mike and people have heard me say, I'm the kid would happily sit in the back of the class until I do this. I'm lost. But you know, I keep trying to show up because, you know, I've heard of people who started playing at 70
Yeah.
and did really well.
That's
And
right.
it's like, you know, I don't have to do really well. I just want to have fun. I just want to play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, it's getting to be
Yeah.
what is it?
late.
20
Late.
after.
Yeah.
So with respect to
So before we go, Kit, last time you sent me the link and then I had to post. Just post it straight. If it's on your YouTube channel, you might as well just post it. So you recorded it onto your computer. Now you're going to upload it to YouTube. Then just stick it on there. Stick it out there for us.
so just
and-
as long as there is no editing required.
No, there's editing required.
That's what
No,
it says.
no editing.
Editing's required.
Well, you'll have to send it to Darcel. You'll have to edit it.
We don't know what
And
you
then
want
post
edited
it.
out, Darcel.
Did you know that you can edit right on YouTube?
No.
I can do it. I can do it for you.
Please, Mike.
All right.
Or
So
I-
here's what
I-
I'm going to do, Mike. Just like last time, I'm going to send you the link, and
Okay.
you
But
go-
but it'll be on your YouTube. See, in order for me to edit it, you have to send me the file and I upload it to my YouTube so I can edit it. I can show you how to, I can explain
do
in the
that.
PM how to do it.
Sound-
It's super simple.
Sounds like a another class.
It's super
Yes.
I don't want to get into editing this video.
Okay, never mind.
I've
I'll
been,
be
I've been,
embarrassed for all time.
now, I've been sitting quietly because I'm in the same position you are, Darcel, as far as like life getting in the way and me not understanding half of what's going on here. Because I wasn't able to read this week was so chaotic that I wasn't even able to read the Circle of Fifths or practice it. But guess what? Every day we learn a little bit more and we learn a little bit more and we keep getting better and better and better. Because the one thing I do pick up my guitar every day, whether it's just for only 5 minutes, and it's therapeutic.
Good.
And
Thanks,
69.
Thanks, Mark, for showing up because you were hidden before,
Yeah.
right?
well,
hidden for a while?
yeah, it's because of life throwing things at me.
Yeah. No worries.
Like my wife's been in the hospital numerous times, and I take care of my wife before I take care of my guitar thing and all that kind of stuff. So, and I show up when I can show up, you know, and I've learned so much from everybody here. And I've learned so much just being a member of the community, you know, as far as just being on the website and everything, you know, Mike knows me for a long time now, so he knows where I've been. And you know, I'm not embarrassed about some of the things I say. So, you know, life happens, you know. But the one thing that I will say, we are all guitar enthusiasts, no matter what level we're at.
Yeah.
And everybody starts at point A at the very beginning, you know. And I started when I was 67, you know. So
It's all good.
anyway,
We're all
I was-
for each other.
That's
yep.
We're all for each other,
That's
Darcel.
right. We're all here to
So
support everybody
we-
else.
We doing secret 3 for next time? Is that it?
Secret 3. Is everybody
Oh,
up for secret 3?
have we finished secret 2? I thought there was exercise 3.
Well, we're gotta be done because it's getting late.
Yeah.
Let's just review secret 3 and then 2 and then prepared for secret 3.
Okay.
Okay.
A plan.
Sounds good.
Thank you all. Good night.
Yep.
Good night,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Have a
Good
great
night, everybody.
evening.
Hey, Kit, thanks for jumping in, bud. Appreciate it.
Yes.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks, Mike, for showing up.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Night.